Hey everybody, this is Dave coming to you from the Gaming Cave. Today we have something a little different. I'm going to call this What's on the Printer. This is a print and play game, and it is Until the Bitter End. Design and art by Matt White. So I picked this up, part of a Kickstarter I did for Matt White on a new game that he hasn't put out yet. Called the Road Chosen, but I did get this as part of my package. So I printed it off, and then I was going to show you kind of what we get. These are the rules, and there are, let me get to them here, 29 pages. Almost there, that may be it right there. Yep, page 29 right here. So there's 29 pages. They are color. So I printed these out, very nicely done. Haven't read them yet. There's quite a bit. I printed them, double-sided them. Not lots of nice artwork that Matt does here on his designs and stuff. So as you can see, there's lots of things. There's vehicles, there's heavy weapons, there's all kinds of things. So that's the rule book. And then there are scenarios, and pretty cool how he does this. He has scenarios. He has solitaire scenarios. So solitaire scenario 1 and 2. I probably mix this up. And then solitaire 3 and 4. And then he also has the 2-player scenarios on here. So my solitaire introduction scenario. So I've got the solitaire scenarios. He had the Deadly 20 special scenario. It's a 2-player on this side and solitaire on this side. So we can play it either way. And then the squad sheet that goes with that right here. And then there was another set of scenarios. This is the Fallschirmjäger scenarios. And again, it starts with the 2-player scenario, and then he gets into scenario 3 there, and then we get into the solitaire scenarios, scenario 1, 2, and 3 again. So you get the same number of scenarios for whether it's 1-player or 2-player. For me, of course, is 1-player. We have an infantry squad sheet so that I can make copies of. This is the map board. So it's in 3 sheets because I don't have a printer big enough to make it in 1 sheet. You can take the file, the PDF that came with it. I could take that to Kinko's or probably an office store, and they could print it off on a large sheet of paper. But I'll make this work. There's 3 sheets, and so okay, so here's the thing with the map. Across the top, there's letters. It's probably, let's see if I can get in here, but you can see it's B, C1, D1, E1, F1, G1, and then page 2 of 3 has the same thing. So F1, G1, H1. So they're going to overlap almost half when we do it. So all I got to do is I'm going to cut this border off right here, and then this will lay right on top of that. And then what my plan is, put double-sided tape on this side, get that bad boy lined up, hopefully right, and then stick it on there. And then we do the same thing with page 3 of 3. And then we end up with a map that's about, somewhere, it's going to be about that wide. So not a great big footprint for this game. Pretty neat. And I printed these on cardstock, so they're pretty nice. And then we got all the different players that Matt's designed. So I got to cut each one of these out individually. Again, I printed on cardstock. And him being from in England, I think, and on the European, he designed on A4. So I actually bought the A4 cardstock to print it so that I could get my counters need to be the right size, because I'll show you in a little bit. There's actually, I have a base to put these on to make them really nice. that I saw that he used, and I was able to pick them up. So, you know, we have these are actually the Fallschirmjägers for that scenario, which are German paratroops. Then here we have British infantry counters. Whoops. We have advanced markers. Here is suppressed, wounded, bravery point, loader, turns, heads down, jammed, snap fire, and then our turn piece here for the counter sheet. And then here we have the British Airborne. And then these are our pull chits, so these are going to go into a cup, and this is what we pull out for issuing commands, I do believe. So there's quite a bit there, pretty neat. And then I thought I'd show you real quick what I'm going to do is these are 20 millimeter by 20 millimeter square. I think they're called MDF, and a lot of miniature game players use them. But these I printed this. I had to get this print size right, but they fit exactly right onto that. See if I can do this without dropping it. They fit exactly right onto that counter. And so these are pretty cheap actually, but you can see they're really thick. They're nice. They're like 3 millimeters thick. So they're really easy to grab, and I really like that. And so we just cut these out and then glue them on this surface, and I got camp mounted counters. And so you can pick these up off of Amazon, or you can pick them up off of eBay. It's the same company. They're the ones that I bought from are in Kentucky. And so the shipping cost isn't real high. They're not very expensive. I think you get 25 of them for about a little over $2, I think is what it was, $2 or $3. So they don't cost much. You can get a bunch of them. He's got some other, after this is the initial game, and then there's 2 more expansions or 2 more games that he did, one with US paratroopers and one with tank to tank or tank battles. So looking forward to that too, and we'll get to that later on. But so this is, again, Until the Bitter End. Design and art by Matt White. So we'll be getting this out on the table and doing some playthroughs on this and see how his game works, and I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be fun. And again, not a big expense for a game, but you know, it's all about the gameplay, not so much about what they cost sometimes. You can pay a lot of money and get a game that doesn't play very well, and you spend a lot of money, or you can spend a little bit of money and get a game that keeps your interest, and those are the ones that are fun. And if I got to do a little work up front to mount the counters and things, that's okay with me. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I would appreciate it. And otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. And give me a thumbs up if you like it, please. See you.